Having reached the hour of 10 o'clock,
It's
right?
funny though.
Yep.
Just-
Okay.
just-
I am calling this meeting of the Transportation Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Chaplin.
Here.
Covert.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Ozog.
Here.
Tornatore. Zay.
Here.
Okay, let's see, I really don't have remarks at the moment. Do we have any public comment?
We do not.
Okay. Next, I move for approval of 24/11/91 Transportation Committee minutes for Tuesday, April 2nd. Have a second?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Next, I move for approval of 24/12/57 budget transfer of 250,000 from contingencies, equipment and machinery, to equipment and machinery,
Second.
funds needed for unanticipated replacement of one mechanic lift hoist that was deemed unsafe and unrepairable. And second, questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, I move for approval of 24/11/29 recommendation for the approval of a contract to Interstate Power Systems to furnish and deliver parts, repairs, rebuilds, and service of Allison transmissions as
Second.
needed for the DOT for period June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $18,000, not suitable for competitive bids, sole source, direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. I have a second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I move for approval of 24/11/26 recommendation for the approval of contract to Henderson Products Incorporated to furnish and deliver Henderson OEM repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $20,000, not suitable for competitive bids, source, direct replacement for compatible equipment parts. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, I move for approval of a contract to Westside Tractor Sales Company, the authorized dealer of John Deere repair and replacement parts for the period June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $20,000,
Second.
not suitable for competitive bids, sole source, direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. Any second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move for approval of DTP 002424, recommendation for the approval of a contract to First Aid Corporation doing business as First AYD Corporation Aid to furnish and deliver automotive aerosols and cleaners as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period April 24th, 2024 through April 23rd, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $30,000 per lowest responsible bid. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And move for approval of DTP 002524, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Northern Contracting Company, or non-contracting incorporated, to furnish, deliver, repair, and install guardrails as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period May 12th, 2024 through May 11th, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $50,000 per lowest responsible bid. Third and final renewal. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move for approval of DTP 002624. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Savora Group Incorporated to provide professional construction engineering services for 2024 pavement maintenance North Program for a contract total not to exceed $452,425 from April 23rd, 2024 through July 30th, 2025. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. I was right out of breath on that. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And I move for approval of DTP 002724, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Primera Engineers Limited to provide professional construction engineering services for the 2024 pavement maintenance South program for a contract total not to exceed $534,706 from April 23rd, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Local Government Professional Services Selection Act. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have some awarding resolutions next. I move for approval of DTR 001724, awarding resolution to Builders Paving LLC for the 2024 pavement maintenance North Program for an estimated county cost of $4,483,656,081 per lowest responsible bid.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move for approval of DTR 001824, awarding resolution to K5 Construction Corporation for the 2024 pavement maintenance South Program for an estimated county cost of $6,975,390.65 for lowest responsible bid. And I have a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, I move for approval of DTR 001924 intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Downers Grove for the placement and collection of automated license plate readers on various county highways, no county cost.
Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments about this? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, I move for approval of DTR 002024 intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and York Township Road District for the York Township 2024 Road Maintenance Program. No county cost.
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and next and finally, we have a change order. I move for approval of 241262. Amendment to DTR 0161B19, a local public agency agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation for the improvements of County Highway 33, 75th Street, for an increase of 16 cents for a final county cost of $837,573.34.
I have a question about this.
Second.
I would have thrown you a quarter and called it even.
We're spending more than 16 cents.
Cents on paperwork, yes.
We actually tried.
You tried?
I
Couldn't negotiate that.
Routing here.
I believe this is a reflection on staff's thoroughness.
Good way to put it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I think we've all approved the lowest amount ever to be seen in a change order. Okay. Next up, thank you, John. We have, we're going to have an oak ecosystems update.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so,
John.
and holding with that low budget, side of the agenda, our Oak Ecosystems $10,000 grant is proceeding Friday. We're looking forward to it. We've been out there quite a bit. So as you might recall, this was a NICOR Arboretum funded program. We're going to be placing roughly about 2 to 3 dozen trees and shrubs in a quarter-mile section of Wayne Township along the IPP Elgin branch. I want to thank Mike and obviously his crews for going out there and clearing away a lot of the invasive species that are already that were out there. It looks kind of denuded, right now, but when we get those oaks and hickory and other trees and shrubs up there, it'll look really nice. Had a lot of people stop us when we've been out there recently to say, they're looking forward to it. We do have a sufficient number of volunteers. We're beginning on Friday morning at 9 a.m. We'll be out there half a day planting with our volunteers, and we should be out there early. The staff will be out there early, obviously, to set up things and coordinate everybody. So all the materials seem to be in place, and everybody's excited and ready to go. All right.
Okay, hey, go ahead.
Good.
I don't, you're not an arborist, but,
I'm not. I destroy trees.
I read somewhere that because of the cicadas, it might be a difficult time to be planting trees right now. Is that gonna affect these types of trees?
There will be a couple of arborists out there, and we did talk a little bit about that the other day. There are challenges right in the corridor. We have set the trees back away from the path as far as we can without also impinging upon the ComEd lines. We are very conscientious to try to avoid future, cutback as much as we can, on trees. It'll take them 30 or 40 years to grow, but we also don't want to run that risk of impinging upon the ComEd lines. But I don't know that answer, and I'm sure, the arborists who will be out there will talk a little bit about it. So.
If I can just add too, we've been, Morton Arboretum is part of the grant team, right? So NICOR and Morton Arboretum were working together to issue the grant. And so we've been coordinating with their folks on their end as part of the whole process. And they have not really raised, even though the question did come up amongst a few of our staff as well. They didn't raise any concerns, and we are working with one of the arborists in the stormwater group to make sure that we're getting the right professional support we need on the area that we're not experts in. So.
Yeah, so there's going to be a little educational process out there too. So some of our folks are, from stormwater are going to be out there to kind of show volunteers how to actually plant. So there'll be a lot of that that part too. I'm looking forward to it because, I'll learn something, maybe I won't kill my trees next time I plant them.
Mike, did you want to add something?
Yes, one other thing that we were discussing is possibly adding some netting to the trees a little bit later, just to keep the cicadas off it if we need to. So that's something that we're still talking about internally.
What do you think the height will be of these plantings?
So
Under 6 feet.
right now, they all will be, they're all 1-inch caliper trees, so they're not really very
So
large.
even barely like a couple feet, something like that.
Yeah, they'll be more than just saplings, but, so they'll probably like 4 or 5 feet, something like that right now.
I haven't seen them yet. I think they're delivering.
They're delivered this week before we go out. We'll take a look at them. Obviously, maintenance we'll have to really talk about as we move forward, so.
And the netting idea is one that I thought of. I live on a really wooded lot. And my impression, my trees have not been damaged, but I think it's really if a tree is already damaged, my neighbor's maple tree had been hit by lightning. The last bout of cicadas did it in within 5 or 6 years, but the tree was already ill, sick. So they need to be able to invade. And these also wouldn't have them emerging from the plant or from this. So anyway, I can hardly wait. Thank you for bringing that up, Member Evans. So, yeah, we can, weeks away, can hardly wait. Any other comments or questions? Okay, thank you, John. Thank you, Mike. Okay, any discussion? Do we have a discussion item we need to talk about?
No, I think that was
That was
actually
this?
the
Okay.
carryover from the
Okay,
ecosystems.
perfect.
In place.
Okay, any old business? Any new business? Okay, do we have executive session? We do not. Okay, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
John.